Today we are making gluten-free chocolate peanut butter cupcakes. Chocolate cake with peanut butter frosting with no gluten. And I'm also going to tell you how to make it dairy-free should you need that as well. So it could be gluten-free and dairy-free. And guess what? It still tastes good. Don't know why I'm talking like this.
Microwave safe plate, and I'm gonna spray this with some cooking spray, sugar, flour, eggs, butter, and almond extract.
So I'm making a gluten-free chocolate peanut butter cake for a friend, the same friend that I'm making the soup for. And I made this cake for a friend a few weeks ago, gluten-free and dairy-free. And I don't have much experience at this, but it was pretty dang good, I gotta say. So I'm gonna make I think I'm gonna make cupcakes though, because I don't think she wants me bringing an entire cake over to her house, or maybe she does. But and then it doesn't need to be dairy free, but as we go through, hopefully I'll remember to tell you what I did to the dairy parts. So in case you want it to be dairy free. So we're gonna just make the cake right now. Let's do it. So this recipe has the measurements in grams. So I'm using my scale, but if I remember to even post the recipe in the comments, I'll do the conversions for you, but you could also Google it. So we're going to start out with 220 grams of gluten-free flour. Imagine that. I bought this stuff, and it seemed to work really, really, really well. So we're going to measure our flour, 220 grams. So I've got it on my scale here. So I'm gonna do 220 grams. Okay, that's going into my bowl of my stand mixer. Next, 330 grams of sugar. 330 grams of sugar into the bowl. Now, 65 grams of cocoa powder. 65 grams of cocoa powder going into the bowl. 1 teaspoon, 1 teaspoon of baking powder. And 2 teaspoons of baking soda. Now I'm just going to mix this up a little, and we are going to add 240 milliliters, which is 1 cup, of buttermilk. I do not have buttermilk, so you have to kind of make your own. And the way that you do that is kind of gross, but you just take your 1 cup of milk. I had 2%, so that's what I'm using. And you add in 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. Super weird and gross. It curdles, but that's how you make buttermilk. For every 1 cup, it's 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. Okay, so to our flour mixture, oh, I should say, when I made this dairy free, I just used almond milk, and I did the exact same thing. So we're gonna put this in our stand mixer. I'm gonna add in our buttermilk. You let it sit for, you know, 5 or so minutes. And I'm gonna get this going. I'm gonna add 120 milliliters of oil. That looks to be about 2/3 of a cup. I'm gonna add 2 eggs. So 2 eggs to the cake batter and 1 teaspoon of vanilla, using the fake stuff. Lastly, we're adding 1 cup of black coffee. If you don't have any coffee laying around, you can just use some hot water. So chocolate cake batter is very, very thin, and that is good and that is okay, like watery thin. So don't get alarmed when that's what happens. It's a little tricky to get it into your cupcake mold, thingies, what do you call them? It's messy, but it is normal. So we're gonna put these into a 350-degree oven. I don't know for how long, I'd say probably 10 minutes-ish. And then we will make some peanut butter frosting. Let's make some peanut butter frosting. I'm gonna make a half a batch because I found some chocolate frosting that I already had made. So I'll use some of that. So we're just gonna take 1 stick of butter. If you are making a dairy-free buttercream, trust me when I tell you to purchase this stuff, Country Crock plant butter. It worked. It was delicious. It was the right consistency. It was great. And then instead of using, regular milk, of course, just use your soy or your almond or whatever. So we are going to take our 1 stick of butter. We're going to take a half a cup of peanut butter. When I make peanut butter frosting, you want to use, like I buy for our sandwiches, natural peanut butter or whatever. But for this, you want to use the full fat stuff for best results. I'm not saying I'm like the world's greatest baker. I'm just saying like it's a real possibility. It's just my opinion. I'm gonna mix this up. Okay, to this we're gonna add 2-ish cups of powdered sugar. We might add a little more, we'll see. It's like 2 to 3 cups per stick of butter. Closer to 2. Gonna add a little bit, like a teaspoon-ish of vanilla. And then a couple of tablespoons of milk. And then we see what the consistency is and we adjust from there by adding more sugar or more milk. Peanut butter frosting. Let's frost the cupcakes. You know the drill. You just get a butter knife and slop it on there, or you can go this route. Just gonna put some on here. Boom. And we're done. Okay. Gluten-free chocolate cupcakes with peanut butter frosting. Really good stuff. Oh yeah, look. Get yourself some of these little suckers. Find them in the baking aisle. And boom. What are you, like a professional or something? I mean, I'm not really sure. Like those Georgetown cupcake people are really snowing us. Because it's not that hard. These are still a little warm. Okay. Enjoy your quarantine.